Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and welcome to the Week 3 update for March's 30-day challenge, which for me is planking, and I also know for a number of you is planking. Now, I didn't do an update last week. It was kind of a screwy week in terms of some new product releases and my birthday, and just my whole schedule was kind of messed up, and that's okay, because planking, unlike I think some of the other 30-day challenges that I've done and will do, you just don't see the results quite as quickly. So, perfectly fine. Now last week, or I guess last update, I covered a few of the games that come with the Stealth Core Board app. So here's the Stealth Core Board that I've been using. I covered the free games, and one of the problems that I had is the video that I would capture on my phone, it kept locking up my video editing software. So I'm not going to show you video of all of the different games, but what I will do is at the end of the month, when I'm reviewing the board and the software and telling you how the 30 days of planking went, I'll probably do some screenshots and I'll talk about some of the different games, what I liked, what I didn't like. What I have discovered so far, and we are, on the 22nd, 23rd? 21st of the month, 22nd by the time you watch this, I have found that the games make a significant difference in terms of my planking time. There are a few of these games that I would pay money to have removed from my phone. There's one that's sort of a Pac-Man type of a game. Ugh, horrible. There's also one that is a racquetball game that could be a good game, except the music is just... It makes me want to just claw my ears off. It's horrible. Now there are some other games that seem kind of almost boring if you think about it. There's one where there's two levels, and if you think about a level where you're trying to control the little air bubble, you know, like where you're hanging a picture or something. So there's two levels, a horizontal and a vertical, and it keeps sort of moving the target where you need to put the bubble. And even though that seems rather boring, to me, that is, it's a sort of exercise I want to do. So it's not a bunch of erratic moving around, but it is forcing me into some different positions with my plank. And then periodically it'll say something like lift right leg or lift left leg. And that adds a whole degree of challenge that I wasn't expecting. So I do like the app, and I like the fact that it forces me to do stuff that if I were just trying to control my own planking and to mix things up, I might not think to do. But I will get more into that review at the end of the month. Additionally, at the end of the month, I will probably do some before and after pictures and measurements. The thing is, I don't know that 30 days of planking is enough to really see anything dramatic. And that then kind of leads to a couple of other topics that I want to discuss here, which is, first of all, what happens if I continue doing each of these 30-day challenges so they stretch on into 60 and 90 days and a year or a lifetime? You know, eventually you start stacking a bunch of them, and some of these take time. So what happens? What happens if I'm using up an hour a day or more just doing 30-day challenges? Yeah, I get that. I get that that's a legitimate concern. But I also think that if these things are giving me more energy, if they're making me more productive, if they're making me happier and healthier, then they're worth it. But at the same time, I also don't want to overwhelm any of you, or really myself, by stacking too many physical challenges in a row. So to that end, my challenge for the month, I'm going to jump ahead an extra month. My challenge for May is going to be a physical challenge because it'll finally be nice. It'll be warm enough at between 6 and 7 in the morning for me to go out and do some sprints and to do some walking. I love doing that. I go out, I do a series of sprints, and I'll talk about how I do that once we get towards May. And then I walk for whatever is the rest of an hour, and I'll listen to some audiobooks or maybe do some walking meditation. That's coming in May. April in Wisconsin still can be a little bit chilly at 6 in the morning, you know, down around freezing. So I don't know that I want to do that. Which brings me to April in sort of a roundabout way. And what I'm going to do in April is give up coffee. I'm going to start with coffee, and then probably work my way to caffeine in general. So I don't do energy drinks or anything like that anymore. It's pretty much coffee and green tea. And I figure I'll start the month switching to green tea and then wean myself off of that. And hopefully by mid-month, just be caffeine free and see how that affects me. So I'm just sort of gradually eliminating stuff that I feel is not necessarily great for me. And I know that caffeine does have some impact on blood pressure as well. So between getting rid of alcohol, getting rid of caffeine, getting my entire sort of wake and sleep cycle not modulated or moderated by chemicals, I think is going to be a pretty good thing. So that is going to be April. And any of you that want to join me on that, that will be great. I'll be glad to have you along for the ride. But that's going to be it for this video. Next week, I'm going to kick off the no coffee thing and do a summary of the planking. So let me know how it's been going for you down in the comments. Thanks for watching.